How different is this Seattle team, Peter, from the one that was in the Super Bowl?
Brad, I think there's two basic differences. Number one, I think a year ago, Marshawn Lynch was in the middle of a dominant season. Ended up with 1,300 plus yards, almost 5 yards a carry. This year, behind a absolutely rebuilt offensive line, he's struggling. He's down in the threes, yards per carry, and as crazy as it seems, we're entering week 10 of the season, and Thomas Rawls has one more rushing yard than Marshawn Lynch. 2 months ago, no one other than probably his family ever heard of Thomas Rawls. So, that's a little bit different, but I think the biggest difference, I highlighted this week in my Monday morning quarterback column at the MMQB, that Russell Wilson is on pace to get hit far, far more than he's ever been hit in his life. And for people who don't necessarily think that that's that big a deal and, he'll be okay, I think the reason is for that, Brad, that every time you see Russell Wilson, it always seems like he's taken abuse and he's the Energizer Bunny. He always, always, always comes back and looks fine. But as I wrote this week in my column, he has been hit this year, either sacked or significant hits, 69 times in 8 games. Last year through 8 games, he had been hit with significant hits only 43 times. So, that's up about 60%, maybe a little less than 60%. So you ask yourself the question, and I talked to him. He said, hey, I'm fine. I'm 100%, all that. But that's what Russell Wilson says all the time. If I were the Cardinals, I would really be looking at ways to try to take advantage of some of the weak links on that offensive line.